Thank you very much, Josephine and Morris. We are coming to you live from the Mandela National Stadium here in Nambole as we build up to that crunch game between the Uganda Cranes and the Kenya Harambee Stars in the 2012 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier. Now, a lot has happened here today. President Yoweri Museveni paid a surprise visit to the national side, but once again, David Obua stole the headlines. I'll be bringing you much more on that shortly. Back to you. Well, we are live here at the Mandela National Stadium in Nambole as we build up to tomorrow's game between the Uganda Cranes and the Kenya Harambee Stars. Of course, we all know that the Uganda Cranes need to win to qualify. But what happened here today? David Obua was kicked out of the Cranes camp on indisciplined grounds. The forward will not take any further part in the Uganda Cranes build-up in that game against Kenya tomorrow. Now, Obua walked out on the team as the rest of his colleagues prepared to meet President Yoweri Museveni, who visited the Cranes this morning here in Nambole. Obua is said to have gone straight into the team bus. Of course, he stole the headlines from President Yoweri Museveni's surprise visit to the national team on their last training day ahead of tomorrow's game against Kenya. The president talked to all the players led by Captain Ibrahim Sekaja and FUFA President Lawrence Mulindwa. He offered the team 50 million Uganda shillings and urged them to beat the Nations Cup opponents tomorrow, Kenya's Harambee Stars. Museveni actually showed some football skills by juggling the ball, and he was quite good at it. The players will also be hosted to a dinner if they win tomorrow's game at the State House. Museveni's contribution means that if the Cranes qualify for the Africa Cup of Nations on Saturday, they will be rewarded with hefty cash prizes. Each of the 18 players will walk away with at least 21 million shillings should the Cranes beat the Harambee Stars.
Now that I know that there is a national team, we are definitely going to back them so that they concentrate. They concentrate on...
Now, President Yoweri Museveni said he will not be attending tomorrow's game, but he will follow minute by minute as the Uganda Cranes take on Kenya. However, from Kenya, Raila Odinga will be in the stands watching Kenya take on Uganda. The Harambee Stars made a rather late arrival here today ahead of tomorrow's game. Alfred Dong was at Entebbe Airport and gives us more.
Kenya's Harambee Stars endured over 3 hours of delayed travel before touching down at Entebbe International Airport at 2:30 this afternoon. The side that played in the 2010 Nations Cup in Angola have confidence, with coach Zedekia Otieno keeping alive hopes of a place in the 2012 competition.
We had a draw last time, but now we are here. The same way you got a draw, we can even get a win here. It's not impossible. It's something which can be done.
Kenya played to a goalless draw against Uganda in the first round of the 2012 qualifier in Nairobi. Now with McDonald Mariga and Dennis Oliech in good shape, Football Kenya Limited is pointing fingers at FUFA for making attempts to frustrate their efforts to secure a win in Kampala tomorrow.
What they do, they go and look for another hotel. They send me an email today saying that we are going to Fair Hotel. We are not going to that hotel, we are going to our hotel. We have reasons why we want to go to our hotel, and we can't allow this to happen. And I told the Secretary General, we are going to report to CAF, because it's our right to be given a good hotel.
Later, the Harambee Stars players proceeded to the Nambole Stadium to have a feel of the pitch before retreating to their hotel. Finishing atop the table will guarantee Uganda Cranes a place in the 2012 Nations Cup final in Equatorial Guinea and Gabon. The competition is scheduled to run from January 21st to the 12th of February. Alfred Odong, NTV.
Now, it's under 24 hours before the kickoff of the crucial 2012 Group J Africa Cup of Nations qualifier between the Uganda Cranes and the Kenya Harambee Stars. So confident are the Harambee Stars after going through their paces here this evening at Nambole Stadium. They came in late, they had a late training session, and as the team ended its training, head coach Zedekia Ziko Otieno was a happy man, saying they were prepared physically and psychologically. Otieno dropped 4 players from the trip to Kampala: Jerem Onyango, Jokens Atubo, Rama Salim and Moses Arita. The Cranes will of course be looking out for Kenya's star players Dennis Oliech, McDonald Mariga and Victor Mugabe, as well as many others. Tomorrow's game has come with all sorts of names tagged to it. It is the East African Derby, and to some it has been dubbed the Battle of Migingo. Uganda, who lead Group J with 10 points, must beat their opponents tomorrow, that is the Kenya Harambee Stars, to qualify, while looking out for other group hopefuls, Angola, who play Guinea-Bissau on the same day. But who will start for the Uganda Cranes? Bobby Williamson has made 2 changes, introducing Mike Serumaga and Brian Omoy, who comes in for the suspended David Obua. Dennis Onyango will start in goal. Simon Masaba, Nestor Chizito, Ande Mwesigwa and Ibrahim Sekaja complete the back line, while Vincent Kaizi, Muda Musa and Tony Maweja are in midfield, with Geoffrey Massa partnering Brian Omoy, who has truly earned his start up front. Now, this whole week excitement has been building across Uganda ahead of tomorrow's game against the Harambee Stars of Kenya. The Cranes are on the verge of qualifying and making history for the first time in over 30 years. And this qualification can only be guaranteed by a victory over the Kenya Harambee Stars here at the Mandela National Stadium in Nambole. It is commendable and encouraging that the entire country's leadership, corporate and even ordinary Ugandan citizens have rallied behind the Cranes through cash donations and pledges, as well as moral support. Now, from NTV Uganda and the Daily Monitor, we would like to unreservedly declare support for our homeboys, Uganda Cranes. Indeed, as NTV Uganda and the Daily Monitor are jointly pledging 15 million Uganda shillings to the Cranes players should they defeat Kenya and qualify for the Africa Cup of Nations. So from all of us at NTV and the Daily Monitor, we go, Uganda Cranes. I hope Josephine and Maurice, you are ready to go.